there's a lot of, for example, after you discussed this morning, some sort of reaction was that, well, does it mean that we don't need an organization of the people? Does a support organization should only try to identify these individuals and then forget about other things? But my understanding was that what you're saying is that you identify this democratic person and then support him really, then to reach, to benefit the maximum number of people. Because it is, if he really benefits the maximum number of people, then only he is a democratic person. Otherwise, if he simply benefits himself or a few people or a few elites, then either the organization is there nor the democratic person.
You know, there are generally two approaches. One is when you have a kind of ideology before you that this has to be done. And there is a pragmatic approach when you take the sociological fact on the ground and then you try to adjust yourself to the sociological fact. As an ideological person, I was a complete, believer in cooperatives, in the cooperative system, because it has resolved the problems of the German farmers and the German consumers in the 19th century. It has resolved the problems of the Indian farmer in the early 20s, 30s, and I have seen it resolve the problem of the East Pakistan farmer in the 60s. I was a total believer. Nothing. I was also, when I found, but as a sociology student, when I found that it would be disastrous to introduce, in the first place it was not possible. They were not going to allow us to have a central bank, central cooperative. I'm talking of Gilgit. In the beginning, I wanted to reproduce, it is not the Comilla pattern, it is the universal cosmopolitan pattern. You cannot have cooperatives without the central bank, without the cooperatives do not operate without their own bank. But when we tried to do it in Dowsing, they said clearly you are not going to have your cooperative, your central bank. And if you don't control, if the cooperatives don't control their own bank, central bank, then we are finished. So the sociological fact in Gilgit was that the government of Pakistan will not allow the establishment of a cooperative bank. They wanted us, if we form cooperative, then we would have been a part of the already existing structure. When I began in Comilla, again, I wanted cooperatives. I wanted cooperative group. And the first proposal that we gave to the Federal Bank of Cooperatives, and they sanctioned ₹1 million for 4 years, it was on this basis that we will form. Every cooperative that I formed failed in not only the People's Cooperative, but cooperatives in OPP itself. I began by first forming a cooperative of the OPP staff. It failed. So now there were two alternatives before me: either to go on believing that yes, the system is right and I should go on trying to establish it, or to accept the fact, acknowledge the fact that the Karachi climate is hostile. And do you know why all my cooperatives failed? It's not only because the people have become much more individualistic, and Karachi is based on private enterprise. Everything in Karachi is based on private enterprise. it was also because the cooperative directorate is the worst enemy of cooperative. They destroyed 90% of my cooperatives by making them corrupt. So I acknowledge the fact that I give you another example of pragmatism. I am not against government department. I keep on saying that quite unlike other people who are always abusing colonial legacy, colonial institution, colonial educational system, I'm always saying that it is a good system, it's a universal system, it is prevailing everywhere. Do you know that the cooperative rules and regulations and acts in Israel are all borrowed from the 1912 Cooperative Act of Bombay? So my pragmatism is that it would be wonderful if the government department began to function, and the proof of that is that wherever we find the least prospect of cooperation, Kachi Abadi, we are working fully with the Kachi Abadi. We saw some chance of cooperation with the KMC when Sattar Farooq was the mayor, and we cooperated fully with them. But when it comes that the government department are not willing, they don't want to function in the proper way, they don't want to discharge their duty, then help the people. If the Directorate of Health doesn't work, it's the function of the Karachi municipality and the KDA to make the sanitation system. If it doesn't, then let the people make theirs. It was the function of the Mughal Empire to maintain peace and order. If they can't, then let us make the Maratha ditch and keep the Marathas out, the East India Company. If the Karachi municipality doesn't make the sanitary underground sewerage, let the people make it. So, this is my position. It's open. If the government department sort of are regenerated, resurrected, wonderful. If the cooperatives begin to function, wonderful. But if they don't, then don't reject the alternative. Don't go on flogging a dead horse. Don't flog a dead horse. So if the cooperative don't, I came to the conclusion that once they refuse to register the central bank, I said don't register the village organization as a cooperative. Let the village organization function as a non-formal organization. When we found that if you organize a cooperative for these small entrepreneurs, it fails, I said let us give loans to private entrepreneurs and introduce supervised credit. But now, again, look at the sociological fact. The cooperatives did not, partly they died, partly they were killed, they were destroyed, they were corrupted. There is a cooperative in Ibrahim Hedri, 40 years old, 50 years old, from British time. It's not functioning, but it has come back. The spirit of cooperation, the spirit of work, it has come back in another shape. Accept it. This is what I'm saying. Now the other point is, what should you do? Again, it's really an ideological question. Can you work with a few selected groups, or you must spread everywhere?